All right, so this is a video about my stock portfolio update, but honestly, I'm not the type of person, and nor do I feel like I have enough clout to just make a video where I just list every single stock that I bought and sold or traded and what my overall numbers are. I actually want to be able to have these type of videos where I can also prove some ultimate point. So the point of this video is how to handle stock splits, because as of today, there have been two big stock splits that have started at this very moment. So I kind of want to go over with you guys what my overall stock portfolio has looked like, but on top of that, include those two major stocks and what I've done towards those stocks that has led me to this point. So let's get started. What's going on, guys? My name is Darren Jackson. It's Monday. Hopefully you guys have had an amazing weekend, and hopefully today can be a wonderful day leading to another great week. We all have new opportunities to make some better decisions with our stock portfolio, whether it's improving our capital gains, improving our dividend yields, or both. But there are two big companies that we all know about that have made some big changes that should be impacted by the time this video comes out and that you're watching it. Now in this video, again, we're gonna go over my stock portfolio update. I promise I'm gonna keep that part really brief and pretty quick because I wanna go into more important things, including the second part, which is where we're gonna go over those two major stocks and their stock splits, which are, as you know, Tesla and Apple, and what I've personally done prior to hearing about the stock splits and leading up to that point. And lastly, I'm gonna give my personal opinion as a rookie investor on what I personally feel like that you, and definitely what I'm going to do to prepare for a stock split once we hear about stock splits in the future, regardless of what stock they are. So with that being said, I made some really good leaps within my stock portfolio within the last month or so. There's been a lot of stocks that I have sold that I bought previously without doing the research, besides seeing those dividend yield numbers being so huge. I didn't really pay attention to the decline. I'll talk more about this in my growth dividends video, which I'll leave up above. My stock portfolio has shot up a lot within the past week, within the past month, couple of months, and it's to the point where my all-time growth, which in hindsight may not be the biggest growth in comparison to other people's stock portfolios, but in comparison to how much money I have in it, it is a lot. On top of that, what's amazing is that for the first time in the past maybe 6 months, I actually have exceeded what my previous all-time gain was. So the all-time gain you see now is the all-time gain. So I'm really proud of myself with that. My dividends are still really healthy. Everything's good. Hopefully we can keep continuing because I know the decisions I'm making are amazing. So, or at least they're better. So hopefully we can keep that going. But out of the way, let's get straight to the important part. So we got two stock splits with Tesla and Apple. I'm handling these on two different brokerages, and we're gonna get deep into that because it's gonna help answer a lot of questions I have prepped for this video. So with Apple, I'm investing in that with Robinhood. That's a company I was investing in way before I heard about the stock split, but not like way before where it would have been a great time. The first investment I made into Apple was back when it was probably $300-ish a share. Mind you, I'm unfortunately not the type of investor that has enough money going into Robinhood periodically to where I can afford a share of Apple out the gate. At the same time, I didn't want to waste time, and that's why I feel like Apple has features such as fractional shares, which I feel like everybody needs to take advantage of. So I put money into it out the gate. At this point, I have maybe 0.53 shares of Apple stock at its current price of around $500, I believe. And current as in, I'm making this video Saturday. And when the stock split happens, I should have 2 shares of Apple. Now Tesla, on the other hand, I have invested through M1 Finance, and that investing process has been a lot slower. Of course, I had to make an initial $100 deposit into M1 Finance when I started, and my stock portfolio is 3 shares deep. Tesla makes up 34% of that. So $34 went into it, and I think overall I've invested almost $45. That was back when Tesla was worth $1,000 a share. I'm pretty sure right now, again, as of Saturday, it's worth over $2,000 a share. So my Tesla stock, or my Tesla position, has gone up over 100 and maybe 120%. So that means I should have about $90 worth of Tesla stock, which is very fractional, but again, fractional shares. So by the time that 5-to-1 Tesla stock split happens, my 0.04 shares that I currently have should be about 0.2, which means I should own almost a quarter of 1 share of Tesla stock. But keep that in mind because, again, different brokerage app, And you'll understand why I'm telling you to keep that in mind shortly. So now I want to talk about how I would handle a stock split in the future, and I'll go into a lot of details and use my personal stock portfolios as an example to help answer this out. So what I've done and what I plan on doing in the future, and again, I'm sure there's more professionals when it comes to investing that are looking at additional things or different things overall, but there's 3 things that I know I at least need to look for when I hear about a stock split. The first thing is understand the history of the company. Hopefully you know the company, maybe you're already invested into it and you hear about it, then you could skip that step. But if you don't, know the mission statement of the company, know what they're all about. Tesla on one hand is probably the biggest electric vehicle company in the world. Their infrastructure is amazing. Elon Musk is revolutionary. They're building centers everywhere to build their new vehicles. I believe they're building one in Austin that's gonna be up in production very soon. And they are out to make the world a cleaner environment with their Tesla vehicles. They're also in the process of making their huge freight Tesla trucks. That's very important, especially to their overall mission statement, because long haul transportation makes up about 33% of all pollution that occurs every single year. So if they can get that in line, then that's more money that's being thrown at by potentially environmentalists and et cetera, et cetera. So their mission statement's great, but the fact that they're a little bit of a volatile stock, that concluded for me that I do want to invest into Tesla, but maybe not so much at this point, especially with how expensive they were out the gate. I didn't take advantage of it earlier. Apple, on the other hand, is probably by far the biggest tech economy in the world. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. And that's coming from a Samsung user. They have their laptops, aka their MacBooks, they have their desktops. Apple TV just came out recently. They have millions of subscribers with their own original shows on that. And they also have what's probably their biggest money maker, their iPhones. They come out with like 2 iPhones every single year. They're always persuading their recent iPhone purchasers that, hey, your iPhone's great, but this one does this. You can't do that with your old phone, buy this new one. You know, buy the new one. I'm pretty sure I can take my Samsung phone, throw it in there, and hit somebody with an Apple iPhone. Like, it's that serious. So you gotta respect them. I respect them. And considering their original stock price, I was able to throw a little bit more and have more ownership and create more of a bigger position within my portfolio, to the point where now they are my biggest position within my entire portfolio. I'm very comfortable saying that. So understand the history of the company. The second thing is to know the what, the when, and the why of a stock split. What I mean by that is knowing the what is knowing what the stock split is numerically and what that actually means. So I've already mentioned it before, but Apple is gonna have a 4-to-1 stock split, which again will set off today, aka Monday, when this video comes out, which basically means for every full stock that you have of Apple leading up to that split, you will own 4. Your position won't change, the amount that it's worth immediately won't change, your dividend payout shouldn't change either. You just have more stocks. Same with Tesla, except they're doing a 5-to-1 stock split. For every 1 share of Tesla stock that you have, you'll have 5 to replace it. It's currently worth, in the early 2000s, which means when the split happens, you'll own 5 shares of Tesla stock worth about $400 a share. Again, your position doesn't change, the worth of the Tesla stock immediately doesn't change, and it doesn't pay dividends. You don't have to worry about that right now, hopefully not yet. So you need to know that. The when, very direct. When is it gonna happen? You need to know when it's gonna happen so you can make sure that you create your position prior so you can embrace the split. It's all up to you and how you feel like it's gonna impact the company. So that kind of goes back to the history of the company. You also need to know the history of stock splits. Apple has had 4 stock splits leading up to this point, and Apple's made tremendous growths in between each split just because of attracting new customers and because of attracting new customers as far as the items that they sell. As a matter of fact, had they not had any stock splits, 1 share of Apple would be worth over $20,000. So that's insane when you think about it. So keep that in mind as well. The why is the third thing that you need to know about. Why is this company doing a stock split? Now, conveniently, both stock splits for both companies are happening for the same reason. Tesla's doing a stock split because they want to make the company more appealing to shareholders. A $2,000 stock may not necessarily be super appealing to a shareholder because us as shareholders, we want to own full shares of stock of a particular company so we can reap the overall benefits of their growth per share. When it comes to voting, we want to have more of a voice, and just overall, it just feels better. But with fractional shares, it really doesn't matter because you can buy into it and hopefully gain to the point where you can own a share of stock. But it just feels better to have a whole pie rather than a slice of it. So it just kind of depends on what type of investor you are. Apple's doing the same thing. They want to make their shares more appealing to consumers, and they know when they make those splits, more people are going to invest more into it. Therefore, the company would trade at a higher price, which should hopefully increase the price of the overall share of stock even more, potentially to the point where years from now, they do a split again, which would be great news. The third thing that I would look for and consider overall may not be something that people actually think about. And honestly, I didn't think about it either until somebody commented one of my videos questioning it. And if I can find it, I'll post it up here in this video. But you need to know how your broker is going to handle a stock split. So with Robinhood, I actually emailed them to figure out how they're going to do it because I've never been part of a stock split before. And according to Robinhood, even if you have a fractional share of a company that's going to undergo a stock split, your fractional share will also undergo that same stock split. So I own 0.53 shares of Apple, I believe. So that means if it's going over a 4-to-1 stock split, my 0.53 shares will result in over 2 shares of Apple stock. There's also other options that brokerages can do. They can sell your position, they can round up, and I believe they can also do nothing, which could make you lose money or gain money. I don't know, that's pretty crazy. So if you're a Robinhood investor and you're in the stock split for whichever one of these stocks, you're in a good position. M1 Finance, on the other hand, I'm a little concerned about, and I'll know by the time this video comes out, but I haven't been able to get any information on what's gonna happen. That doesn't mean it's not out there. I just didn't get the information. But I did come across a Reddit post that said that whenever stock splits happen, they just get sold back to you, which kind of sucks because I'm a potential believer that with these two companies, trading is gonna go off the charts when the stock market opens on Monday morning, immediately following the split of these two companies. So I feel like you get the best position when you invest before, because within an hour or minutes after the stock market opens Monday morning, this morning, then prices are gonna go up. If so, with M1 Finance, if that's true, that would mean that my position is sold back to me and I would have to buy back into Tesla as soon as I can, saying I still believe in them and hopefully not have lost technically so much money in the process. So we'll have to see. Again, this video is made Friday. This is all information prior to it. If I can get information on what my shares look like by Monday before this video comes out, then I will. Otherwise, hopefully you guys are in great position with Apple and Tesla and just your stock portfolio overall. Again, this is a portfolio update video, and I hope this video has helped you get a good mindset of what to do for the next split, whether it's these two companies or any other company that you may be interested in. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Definitely leave a comment of what you think about these stock splits and just any other companies at all, or this video in general. Definitely consider watching these other videos, and hopefully they help you on your journey as they have in mine. Until later on this week, guys, take care.